Round one. Ready, go! Yeah!
Is it going Diggs? Diggs BTW?
Knockout!
What's up, Diggs Meister?
Round two. Ready, go! Knockout! Round three. Ready, go! Knockout!
What's up, my dude?
Very true to the original ones. I'm hoping we get a remaster collection that maybe works to modernize controls, visuals, and then puts it out on all different platforms. But until then, at least there's the Evercade collection. And guys, with some of the quick news out of the way, let's get into the bigger stuff. Let's start right away with Activision, as yesterday, people were not happy with them. You may have seen this randomly pop up on places like Twitter, for example, on the timeline, as people were pretty much roasting Activision after coming in at the last minute and cutting down a mod that people have been heavily anticipating for actually quite a while now. This modification, H2 multiplayer mod, has actually been, it's been worked on for about a year or so now, but it's really started to like take form, and it was set to release today, August 16th. In fact, we can actually see a trailer for it right here that was put out. And the developers say H2M aims to recreate classic Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer while adding a wide variety of maps, new progression, unique camos, remastered weapons, custom attachments, and more. H2M includes remastered versions of every classic MW2 map. But it also features Modern Warfare 2 campaign levels that are retooled as multiplayer spaces. Rounding out the package is every Call of Duty 4 map as well. That totals roughly 50 or so maps. So quite significant in terms of content. They also have full progression system that you may remember very fondly, say, from Modern Warfare 2 with 70 levels, a bunch of prestiges on top of that. They have kill streaks they added in, tons of weapons, and it was very impressive what they were doing. Even the feel of the game, they were very, very close to Modern Warfare 2, so you're not like running and sliding all over the place doing these acrobatic moves. It was more, I can say, just boots on the ground, sort of.
At Ryvita, we're about living well and eating well, with a little room for ish, because ish never judges how thick you slather. More-ish. Wonderfully weird-ish. Delish.
Call of Duty, and it was still very fast, and the time to kill very, very short. So it was that hectic Call of Duty, again, from like 2009. And a lot of this comes from Modern Warfare Remastered. When that was put out, it has multiplayer, kind of. It doesn't work very well, so people were hopeful that when Modern Warfare 2 Remastered came out, that there would be multiplayer. Unfortunately, there was not, and you're still kind of stuck with Modern Warfare Remastered, so a team came together here and developed this mod, and from what I could tell, they didn't take any money, and there was no donations, no Patreon, nothing. They were just putting it together to revive this game and finally give fans in the community what they were asking for, which was Modern Warfare 2 from 2009, fully remastered with multiplayer. And an interesting thing started happening after this news was getting out there and they were showing off their mod. sales for Modern Warfare Remastered went through the roof. I mean, it went to the top 5 at one point, top selling games on Steam, and it was next to things like Elden Ring, Cyberpunk, Baldur's Gate 3. Here's Modern Warfare Remastered from 2017. Seems strange, right? Well, it was half off, so it was $20, but still, people were buying it. The concurrent player count was spiking. I mean, at one point it was over like 1,000 players somewhat recently, and a lot of that had to do with the mod being just kind of put out there. It was pre-released for people on places like YouTube and stuff to try and then show off, and that's how I saw some of the footage actually very recently, and it sort of came onto my radar, and I was looking at it like, okay, maybe I will try this mod out. One problem, Activision also took notice of it, and well, we can see this posted up from their official account. This is from H2 Multiplayer Mod. Today, our team members received a cease and desist order on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the H2M mod project. We are complying with this order and shutting down all operations immediately and permanently. This was sent out, from what I could tell, 3:30 or so p.m. Eastern Time, and this thing was going to launch 3 or 4 hours later, because while it wasn't technically the 16th, time zones, that kind of thing, right? It was basically set to release August 15th at night. Okay, so it was seriously like 3 or 4 hours away, which is incredibly unfortunate. We can see Soar, for example, who was one of the developers for H2 Multiplayer, saying genuinely heartbroken over a year of work from a dedicated group of people working for free to relive a fan favorite Call of Duty. Not a penny earned despite generating thousands of sales for Activision, all to get shut down after people spent their money. I'm sorry, everyone. And yeah, that's the big thing people are noticing. They're like, hold on, you could have shut this down probably a while ago, before we got closer to release and before a lot of people started buying the game. Activision, I'm sure, played into it at least a bit. They obviously had the cease and desist ready to go, probably for a little while now. Like, you know what? Let's see what happens as we get closer. Oh, wow, people are buying the game. Here's the thing, though, on Steam. If you played it for less than 2 hours, you can just refund it. And if you bought the game in anticipation of this mod, even a few days ago, I mean, I would just refund it then. I mean, there's the multiplayer in Modern Warfare Remastered just is not good. There's a reason concurrent player count was below 50. It was impossible to fill a room. It's because the thing barely worked. I should also point this out. You can see that they say, beware anyone trying to pretend to be H2M is not us. We're done. So after this all went out, there were a lot of people or accounts that were posting up GoFundMes or links to apparently the mod that just magically leaked out. And it's like, okay, don't download that file that's less than a megabyte in size. Guess what? It's not H2M. It's probably a keylogger. So yeah, I wouldn't go around downloading any of that stuff. Don't put stuff to the GoFundMe. They're not out there doing any of that. However, I have noticed people out there who are calling for a boycott of Black Ops 6, or just Call of Duty in general. And that's going to be incredibly hard to pull off because we know the mainstream is really what holds up Call of Duty, and many of them probably had no idea of this mod. I mean, we're talking about thousands of people maybe who would have been playing this day one, whereas millions and millions of people rush out and buy Call of Duty every single year or download Warzone, which is completely free. So yeah, I get the sentiment there. It's like, let's hit Activision where it hurts, but they're calling their shot here because they know it's really not going to affect them at all with sales for Black Ops 6. But very unfortunate. And maybe this will show Activision that, yes, people want that old school Modern Warfare 2 from 2009 just remastered and working. So the point that people were willing to put this kind of time and effort in to mod and basically recreate your Modern Warfare remaster that's completely broken. But unfortunate stuff here. I wouldn't necessarily count on this mod ever getting out there. It seems like Activision really came in strong to scare them, and it technically worked. Next up, let's talk about the Plucky Squire, as we did get our release date for this game, and it's one I've been looking forward to for a while with Devolver, who's been showcasing it obviously at their different events, but it has been delayed here and there, and I just think it looks like a very unique game. It does the thing where it's like, oh, it's 2D, and then it goes to 3D, and the art style changes completely, but it also looks like they're going to have all kinds of different puzzles that integrate sort of with the shift in reality and play style, so that would be really cool. But we had a trailer here for it, and they did of course, the fake out, where they're showing you 2025, they're showing you January, and okay, all of a sudden it comes together, and oh wait, 2024 was hiding up in the tree. So that was very clever. But yes, we are looking at the release date of September 17th, 2024, so a month away, and it gets better, as we can see on PlayStation Blog. They say Plucky Squire launches on PS5 September 17th as part of PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. So, yeah, if you have extra or premium, either one, you'll be able to just go and download the Plucky Squire, which I do have that. So, yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and pick it up there. I do want to eventually get a physical copy of this one, which I believe we're going to have. If not, I'm sure it'll get published at some point because, again, this game looks genuinely interesting, very different from a lot of stuff around it. And it does seem like they had more time. Like, they were given the opportunity to delay it, which I know it is annoying when you see something get delayed, but if it really did go into just making the overall game better, I mean, that's great. Because, again, this looks like something that's going to stand out. Provided it can deliver, I think it could be one of the better games of the year. So keep an eye on Plucky Squire, and if nothing else, if you have PlayStation Plus Extra Premium, and maybe download it, give it a try, and see what you think. Next up, let's talk about some big sales that are currently live for both Nintendo and PlayStation. We'll head over here to Nintendo as they do have their Switch sales and deals page live. And we'll just kind of scroll through. I picked out a few to kind of point out as we go along. Starting with Quake and Quake 2 Enhanced, that's $6. Of course, we do know with QuakeCon, Bethesda, they are running sales here for all the different franchises. But Quake 2 Enhanced, $6. Doom Eternal, $10. Doom 64 at $2. Doom 3 at $4. That's incredible. You can get Doom 64 and Doom 3 for $6 total. Awesome titles there, too. Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition down to $28. Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered at $20. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition at $9. Turok Trilogy Bundle, as you figure, that has the 3 Turok games from the N64 all remastered there, $24. Assassin's Creed Anniversary Mega Bundle. I pointed this out because I do like to also show off some of the bundles that you can get here. So, for example, this one has 6 different Legacy Assassin's Creed games in there at $40 on the Switch. Disgaea 1 Complete, that one's $18. Disgaea 5 Complete at $20. And then we have a whole bunch of of Trails games here. Trails from Zero at $28. Trails into Reverie, that one's $36. Trails of Cold Steel 3, $24. Trails of Cold Steel 4, $24, and then Ys 9, $27. Then we can move over to Sony with their PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, right? They're both represented here. This is their August sale that they have running currently, starting with Gran Turismo 7 at $40. Dragon's Dogma 2 is down to $56. System Shock at $26. Batman Arkham Collection, again, it's a bundle of all the Arkham games, $6. That's pretty good. Castle Crashers Remastered. If you've never played Castle Crashers and you have some friends, they can come over, hang out, couch co-op, $3. You can't go wrong here. Alan Wake Remastered at $10. Bloodborne Complete Edition, because let's be real, we're never getting that remake, $18. TMNT Shredder's Revenge at $17. One Piece Odyssey, $15. Monster Hunter Rise at $10. Alien Isolation, which has actually aged really well. That one at $9 you can pick up. Sea of Stars at $23. That one, I believe,
Round
is
one.
leaving extra.
Ready,
tier,
go!
So if you haven't finished or you're curious about it, you're going to end up having to pick it up at some point. Session at $15. Code Vein, $9. Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name, $25. One Piece World Seeker at $6. Digimon Survive, $15. Guilt, which is the game that was originally stuck on Stadia, and then they eventually were able to port it off of the streaming platform. That is available right now for $10. And Valkyrie Profile Lenneth at $12. So overall, some pretty good sales there. Of course, if you spot anything in there you want to point out to help people along, then of course, fill up the backlog that I'm sure is completely empty. Make sure you do that down in the comments below. And then our last bit of news, let's talk about Dragon Age.
Ready,
as
go!
Which I will say, that October-November time period starting to fill up pretty quickly, and I think after Gamescom next week, we're going to have quite a few titles releasing all around each other in this 3-week window. But still, we can see the trailer that was released, and Dragon Age the Veilguard is coming out Halloween, October 31st, actually, and there's still a lot of discourse around this game. Most of the gameplay that was shown before where it looked very action-oriented, although I still think that was kind of early in the game, and it didn't get a lot of options for just combat in general. So we'll see, I guess, as
Round 3
gameplay, or at this point,
ready,
we get closer
go!
to the thing comes out. We're, 2.5 months away from it coming out. We did also see the box art for it. This got a lot of mixed reactions. It does look a little straight. So whenever I picture Dragon Age, maybe this is just me, I kind of picture more dark and brooding. It is very bright. It's purple, it's gray. I think it also has a lot of stuff happening depending on the cover. Some have said it looks kind of like almost like you'd expect from a Fortnite or a hero shooter or that kind of thing. I get it. It does look quote-unquote modernized in terms of art style. It is taken on seemingly that Fortnite art style. But I don't know. The box art is just a little strange to me personally for a Dragon Age game, especially after seeing some like Dragon Age Inquisition.
Round 4.
That was set up.
Ready,
that looked
go!
But it is a very controversial game at this time. Specifically, it seems more or less from the people who are reviewing the Dragon Age, not really sure what to think of the gameplay. Me personally, I'm not that invested in Dragon Age. It was good. I like the most of all of them. Probably the original Dragon Age Origins. That was like way back in the day when we still had that BioWare that was more along the lines of like the
Knockout!
strategy turn-based sort of RPG where you're freezing time and making moves that way. Now it's just gone full-on action, it seems. But I'll certainly give it a chance when it comes out October 31st. And if you're really big into Dragon Age, let me know down in the comments how you feel so far about what they've shown. And before we go to the comments of the day, we'll take a look at the poll that I posted up yesterday, where I ask, are you picking up Dragon Age the Veilguard? So 7%, they're just getting it ASAP. They're locked in, they're sold. October 31st, they'll be there. 25% say maybe later when there's a sale, which, yeah, I mean, I could see this game going on, I don't want to say quickly, but yeah, EA, they tend to throw stuff on sale if it's not maybe moving off shelves like they'd like it to. So maybe in like the first half of next year, we could see it marked down at least somewhat. Then 68% are just not interested. And again, Dragon Age in general is going to get that reaction if you've never played one before. You might feel like you're too far behind to really get in now. But we'll see when it comes out how it fares, because if reviews are really, really strong, that of course could tip the scales in the favor of it actually doing well, even in its very crowded slot, because again, I think we're going to see more and more games start to appear there in that late October, early November window, and it is going to come down to, okay, which game do I want to pick up? Because if Dragon Age isn't really standing out as much, I could see it being something that just kind of get lost in the weeds with everything popping up. And we'll finish up with the comments of the day as you're seeing here. This is from Calling, who says, for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, I assume a lot of the work is already done, unless they plan on changing the world up after Meteor is summoned. The only locations we haven't seen are Wutai, Mideo, Rocket Town, and endgame dungeons. So the other aspect, one is, you're right, they already have a lot of the assets done, textures, character models, animations. Sure, they can reuse them for the third one, which is what you'd expect, so they can get it out faster and, yes, save money. But the other part, and Square has said this, developers in interviews, one of the other reasons they were able to get Rebirth out, we'll say quickly for AAA game standards nowadays, is because roughly 80% of the staff that worked on Remake stuck around for Rebirth. So you're not necessarily bringing people up to speed when they get hired on as much. Let's say you lost half the studio, you have to train and get people familiarized with everything. They didn't have to really go through that step. So in the case of this third one, well, maybe because they're able to expedite a lot of the stuff with what I've mentioned, they're thinking about an engine swap because that would be something they can work into a 3 or 4 year window. My only concern would be that they introduce something that just complicates the whole deal, and then it throws this thing off course, and we end up with a 6 or 7 year dev cycle and almost half the time. So that's kind of the risk they're sort of weighing right now with Unreal Engine 5. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here for Newswave. If you enjoyed this video, guys, hit that like button. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about today. And if you missed yesterday's Newswave, where we talked about some classic titles coming back to the PlayStation, check out the card here. Or maybe you wanted to hear about my favorite retro handheld for 2024 that is actually pretty good in terms of budget. Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back here Monday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time for Newswave.
What do we got here?
I brought a watch in. Thought you might want to have a look at. And to my knowledge, it's pretty special.
Arnold & Son. So is this one of those fancy watches that actually tells longitude?
It is, and it's really complicated. I actually opened the instructional manual and my head exploded. The watch was a wedding gift. It's one of the first mechanical wristwatches to be able to tell you the latitude and longitude of your position. I'd like to get about 5,000, but I'd probably take somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000.
Basically what it is, it's a watch that's really accurate. And you could use this today to navigate with. Do you see that, like those red lines and those blue lines?
Yep.
The Earth moves at 15 degrees per hour. Based on the position of the sun, you can figure out your longitude. Real simple, huh?
Yeah, it's real straightforward.
I mean, nowadays you have GPS, but at one point in history, a very accurate clock on a ship was extremely important. Before they had an accurate clock, you'd take your boat north or south to the exact latitude you wanted to, and then just go east or west to wherever you were headed. There's stories of plenty of guys who literally sailed to Hawaii, just sailed right past it, and didn't realize it for a long, long time. Back in the days before GPS, it's instruments like this that made navigation possible. Nerds like me love this kind of stuff, but there's not a huge market for these, so I'd be taking a lot of risk if I bought it. How much you want for it?
I'd like to get $5 grand.
Ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
The hard part about this watch is it doesn't say Rolex or Patek Philippe or Vacheron Constantine.
You know what? Forget all the fancy brands. This is something unique. And I think with the story and the history of the company, I think it's worth $5 grand.
I'm thinking more like 2,500 bucks.
Could you do 4,200?
I'll tell you what, I'll do 3,100.
All right, you got a deal. Cool.
Meet you right up front.
Great. I feel pretty good about the deal. I think 3,100 is a fair price. The person who gave me the watch as a gift, I'm definitely gonna have to treat them to a nice dinner when I get back.
So what do we got here, man?
This is a 1912 Naval Observatory pocket watch.
Cool.
Made by Longines. My dad said he won it in a poker game.
Okay. We actually get that a lot around here.
It's inscribed Navy on the back. I'm assuming with the box that it's in that it was probably made to be mounted to the nightstand of a ship. Hoping to get about 5,000, but I would probably settle for 2,000.
Nice. Longines have the oldest registered trademark of a watch logo in the world. That says a lot.
Sure.
They built the timing mechanism for gymnastics in 1912.
Okay.
And they did such a good job of it that they used them for a bunch of years in the Olympics and stuff like that. Now, if you think about the Navy, time of day, really important.
Sure.
The U.S. Naval Observatory is pretty badass. They're responsible for the positioning, navigation, and timing for the whole U.S. military. So any watch they issue would be pretty awesome. So tell me, what do you know about the watch itself?
Really, I don't know too much about it other than it's never been mounted, never been refinished, polished. It's all original. The research I've done, it's designed to be mounted down to a nightstand of a captain or first mate.
Okay, you see the 800 right there? 0.8000?
Yes.
That means this watch is 80% silver,
Nice.
which would make sense for it being a Navy watch because silver doesn't really rust.
Okay.
Now, how much are you looking to get out of it?
$5,000.
$5,000.
With the boxes, yes.
We're a little high. I have to tell you, the boxes definitely make it cool.
Yep.
But I'm gonna have to make the assumption, though, that this watch was a marketing play. I mean, anything that time was really important to, Longines wanted to stamp their name on it. If it was a Navy watch, it'd be a lot more intricate. It has a wind indicator, and it has a second hand. The railroad watches were more intricate than this.
You think so?
Absolutely. The Navy would need something a little bit more advanced than that. I'd offer you 2,500 bucks for it.
It's a little light. I could do 3,500.
As time goes on, this name is getting more and more forgotten with the worse and worse stuff they put out. I'll go 3,000 bucks on it. That's the best I can do. It really is.
I could do 3 grand.
3 grand?
Yeah.
All right, deal. All right, cool. Why don't you leave it here, and I'll meet you over there to write it up.
All right. I don't know if it was some marketing ploy, but he knows more than I do about a watch, so I think it was a fair price. Hopefully we can do some good with that.
What do we have here?
This is something I found in my dad's underwear drawer.
All right, do I want to see it?
Yes, you do. This is a pocket watch,
Okay.
and it has Henry Ford II signature on it.
That's really, really cool.
The watch is 10 karat gold, it's 21 jewel, and it is signed by Henry Ford II. The watch really has no sentimental value, and I would really like the cash.
Henry Ford II? He wasn't Henry Ford's son. He was Henry Ford's grandson.
Yes.
It turned out a little weird like that. Presented by Ford Motor Company to F. Weber on the 35th anniversary. So was your dad F. Weber?
No,
Okay. Who was F. Weber?
I have no idea.
Okay. Back in the day, when people spent like so many years with a company, they'd generally give them a gold watch. And Ford Motor Company gave out these. American pocket watch industry was pretty cool. But the Swiss came up with these little things called wristwatches. When they first came out with them, they were not popular at all. So what the Swiss watch company started doing is they started paying really big actors, Hollywood stars, things like that, to start wearing wristwatches. So by the 1930s, pocket watches went out of style.
Okay.
Okay. How much do you want for it?
I'd like 1,200.
Not gonna happen. It doesn't have Henry Ford's signature on it. Henry Ford's signature is engraved on it. And I doubt if the CEO of Ford was going around engraving watches. You might think this is terrible. If I buy this watch off you, I'm not gonna put it in my showcase.
Okay.
I'm gonna rip the gold out of it and sell it for scrap.
Really?
People who collect pocket watches want the older ones.
Okay.
This is way too new.
Would you do 400?
Nope. You know, you have right around $230 worth of gold. I'm gonna make a whopping $30 off you. It is what it is. 200 bucks, that's what I can do.
Well, I guess you're gonna make 30 bucks off me then.
Okay, all right, 200 bucks. Bring it right over there and I'll write you up. The only way I'm gonna buy something that I can't sell in my shop is if it's made of gold and I can sell it to the scrap dealer.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm interested in selling a pocket watch I have.
Okay, give me a second.
Sure.
Just put it on that for me.
I have a very interesting pocket watch in the fact that it's a minute repeater, but what's really unique about it is the previous ownership. The engraving reads, Wirt Dexter from his friend, Henry W. King.
I don't recognize the name.
Well, Wirt Dexter was a very prominent attorney.
Well, I've never met an attorney that didn't think he was important, so.
That's true, you're wrong there. I came down to the pawn shop today to hopefully sell my 18-karat gold, very unique minute-repeating pocket watch from the late 1800s. I've seen watches like this sell well over $10,000 for it, so I was hoping to get $8,000 for mine today.
This is interesting. Well, pocket watches can get really, really complicated, and I'm not really that good with them. Do you mind if I have my dad come over and take a look?
By all
at it?
means.
Hey, Pops.
What?
I need your nerdness.
So you need my brilliance.
Put on your Harry Potter glasses and look at this pocket watch for me.
So where'd you get this?
Well, I have a company that we buy gold and silver and wristwatches, and this pocket watch came along a couple years ago, and I just took a liking to it. I kept it because I love the history behind it. Gentlemen whose names are in the watch, they were prominent multimillionaires, and after the Great Chicago Fire, these men got together to form a relief effort.
Okay. It's a minute repeater?
Yes.
What exactly is a minute repeater?
Minute repeaters were invented right around 1800. And there's a little slide on the side you can pull. It'll make various dings on the hours, quarters, and minutes to help tell time for the visually impaired or to tell time in the dark. Sort of gimmicky. They never really worked right. But this is probably made in the 1880s. It's a European movement.
How do we know it's European?
It more or less says it on the case. It says 18 karat fine, and the carat is spelled with a C. Everyone in Europe spells it with a C, we spell it with a K.
Very interesting.
This is probably a Tissot. Tissot and other watch manufacturers were exporting watches to the United States. They generally did not put the name of the watch company on the movement because the jewelry store was going to put their name on it.
Okay.
How much do you want for it?
I was looking for $8,000.
Okay. American pocket watches, 18 karat gold in this time period can go up for like $10,000, $15,000. It's a European one, it's a generic movement. European watches were not built nearly as good as American pocket watches. American pocket watches, starting right around 1870, were the best watches in the world, hands down. Collectors of pocket watches in this country generally collect American watches, and like, they don't sell. They just don't.
Wow.
You know, I'd give you like $1,500 for it.
Wow. Would you give me $4,000 for it?
Nope.
No.
They sit forever.
Wow.
Okay, no one wears a
All right,
pocket
I'm
watch.
just gonna let you go. I'll deal with it from here, okay?
Okay, all right.
I'll tell you what, he said you paid $1,500. I'll go to 2.
Can you go 23?
Nope, I can go $2,000, and I'm being nice at that point.
Well, I think the truth is...
I'm being nice.
I understand. I think I'm just gonna keep it in my collection.
I appreciate it, man. Take care.
But thank you so much.
Have a good day.
The offer was so much less than I was expecting for $2,000. I'd rather just keep it.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
What do you got here?
Well, I bought some Bradley watches in from some television shows from back in the 80s. I was just out hitting up some garage sales one day, and I came across these Mr. T watches I thought were really cool.
You know, it is time for me to get a watch.
Yeah, well, you got a nice little Cinderella one here if you're interested.
Cinderella.
That's you, Chumley.
I got about 150 of them, and after I got home, it's like, what the heck am I gonna do with 150 watches? So I kept a few of them and just trying to sell a little here and there. I'm hoping to get a couple of $100 for them. I'd be happy if I could walk out with $50, actually, tell you the truth.
Yeah, the A-Team was legend when they came out. They had Mr. T, and he was just full of jewelry.
I pity the fool.
Well, that's definitely Mr. T, but I don't know how good you are at it. Are these Swiss-made watches, boss?
I wouldn't think so. These are mass-produced, low-grade watches. They were marketed to kids. They probably sold for $4.95, $5 at the time. The only thing that they got going for...
Hey, Meta, take a photo.
them is they're still in the package, because condition is everything for collectors. There is a market for them, but it's very limited.
I don't know, boss. I feel like there's hipsters everywhere that would love to get their hands on one of these. They would actually wear them.
Tell me, what in the hell's a hipster?
It's a person that likes to believe they're doing cool things that aren't trendy, but actually, now hipsters are like the trendy thing, so they're actually all the same.
Reminds me of a beatnik, tell me.
I don't know what that is, but probably. What do you want to do with them?
I'd like to sell them. I've seen some of the Mr. T's actually selling for upwards of $30.
어떻게 지내세요? 어떻게 지내세요?
I've always kind of wanted to build something more and give back to the fans that come out.
It's really beautiful, and to have the fans be a part of this, I mean, that's what makes it so special.
Echo.
Round one. Ready, go!
Take that! Yes! Yes!
Round two. Ready, go! Knockout! Round three. Ready, go! Knockout! Round four. Ready, go!
All right.
Knockout! Round five. Ready, go!
All right. Yes. All right. Yes.
Knockout!
All right. Yes. Heavyweights are nothing to me.
좋아해요. 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 좋아해요.
Round one. Ready, go! Knockout! Round two. Ready, go! Knockout! Round three. Ready, go! Knockout!
Mission accomplished.
나 이제 너 없이 난될것 같아. 매일 잠들지 못해. 잠깐 전화해도 돼. 지금 시간이 된다면 잠깐 만날까. 너무 보고 싶어. 나 정말 널 좋아하지.
was a spontaneous, creative decision made after years.
Which country do you think has the most beautiful people around the world?
Korean?
일본이라고 생각해요.
미국 사람들은 어느 특징은 아름답게 만드나요?
큰 눈이랑 오똑한 코?
If there's a country you have to travel to based on people's appearance, which country would that be?
Northern Europe.
우크라이나 사람들 어떤 특징이 가지고 있어서 이쁘다고 생각하시나요?
키 크고 피부 깨끗하고 그다음에 눈 깊고.
Which country do you think has the most beautiful people around the world?
For like beauty-wise, I think Korean people are beautiful, like the cosmetics and stuff. Style, I prefer the European style, like American or like France, Europe style.
What about Korean people makes them beautiful?
So like in Korea, the cosmetics products, it's like highly developed, and so Korea is known for K-pop and cosmetics. So
in Korea, a lot of people tend to do plastic surgery to improve, like their features. Like you just mentioned earlier on that they're the most beautiful people in the world, but it's due to like artificial factors.
It's like personal 만족감.
If you could travel to any country just based on people's appearance, which country would that be and why?
I had a thought of that.
Just based on people's appearance, which country would that be and why?
I had a thought of that. I think I'll visit France because I've never been to France, but I have a lot of friends.
Just based on people prove, like their features. Like you just mentioned earlier on that they're the most beautiful people in the world, but it's due to like artificial factors.
It's like personal 만족감.
If you could travel to any country just based on people's appearance, which country would that be and why?
I had a thought of that. I think I'll visit France because I've never been to France, but I have a lot of French friends. They're just amazing. So their style they're all different and they have their own personal style.
본인이 생각하기에는 어느 나라 사람들은 가장 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
우크라이나?
Korean?
우크라이나 말씀하셨잖아요. 혹시 우크라이나 사람들은 왜 제일 아름답다고 생각하시나요? 전 세계에서?
인터넷으로 딱 봤을 때 많이 우크라이나 사람들이 많이 이쁘다고 해가지고.
혹시 우크라이나인 사람들은 혹시 보셨나요?
아니요? 아니요.
한국이라고 말씀하셨잖아요. 혹시 한국인들은 왜 가장 전 세계에서 제일 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
자기 관리를 좀 잘하는 것 같아요. 유학 생활도 해봤는데 한국인들이 좀 머리 스타일도 그렇고 패션도 그렇고 자기 관리를 좀 잘하는 편인 것 같아서.
우크라이나 사람들은 말씀하셨잖아요. 우크라이나 사람들은 어떤 특징을 아름답게 만들까요?
빵빵한 볼륨감? 얼굴 작고 눈, 코, 입 막 이렇게 몸매 예.
혹은 만약에 외모를 기준으로 여행을 간다면 어느 나라를 선택하시겠어요?
저는 약간 아시아 쪽 좋아해서 좀 약간 순하게 생긴 사람을 좋아해서 중국, 일본?
라틴 아메리카계 사람을 되게 좋아해요. 그러니까 눈, 코, 입 빡빡빡 이렇게.
본인이 생각하기에는 어느 나라 사람들은 가장 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
일본이라고 생각해요.
혹시 일본 사람들은 어느 특징 때문에 아름답게 만드나요?
저는 개인적으로 일본 스타일을 좀 좋아해서 좀 양아치 같은 그런 자유분방한 스타일을 좋아합니다.
만약에 외모 기준으로 여행하게 된다면 어느 나라 갈 생각이세요?
러시아입니다. 예쁜 여자들이 많다고 듣긴 했는데 근데 패션적으로는 좀 일본 스타일 많이 좋아하는 것 같습니다.
러시아 사람들 혹시 직접 만나봤어요?
아니요, 그냥 고객님들만 몇 번 보고 유튜브로 이제 러시아에 예쁜 사람이 많다고만 들어서.
본인이 생각하기에는 어느 나라 사람들은 가장 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
미국, 서양 쪽?
미국 사람들은 어느 특징은 아름답게 만드나요?
큰 눈이랑 오똑한 코?
혹은 미국 말고는 또 아름답게 생각하고 있는 나라?
스페인 아니면 프랑스, 호주.
Which country people do you think are the most prettiest or handsome around the world?
It's a really hard question, but I think Korean people is the most beautiful and handsome guys in there.
Other than Korea, which other country do you think, is behind Korea?
Japanese women is more beautiful than any kind of Northern Europe.
Why do you think Japanese women are the most beautiful people in the world?
First thing is the glamorous or kind of body shape, and then skin condition or face shape.
If there's a country you have to travel to based on people's appearance, which country would that be?
Northern Europe.
We're investigating the murder of a local resident.
일본 사람들 딱 봤을 때는 어느 부분
활발하고
챙겨주고.
저 멕시코
사람들은 가장 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
일본 사람들이 제일 아름답다고 생각해요. 도시가 너무 깨끗해요. 그리고 사람들이 되게 한국처럼 정도 많으시고 여행 갔을 때 잘 챙겨주고.
저 멕시코 사람들이 제일 아름답다고 생각하는데 멕시코 여행 갔는데 멕시코 사람들이 되게 활발하고 자기를 되게 잘 표현하는 것 같다 생각해서 멕시코 사람들이 아름답다고 생각합니다.
일본 사람들 딱 봤을 때는 어느 부분이 제일 아름답게 만드나요?
남자들은 일단 도시 같은 데 가보면 남자들이 너무 힙하게 잘 입는 것 같고 여성분들은 카와이라고 하죠. 되게 귀엽게 잘 입으시는 것 같아요.
귀여운 스타일 좋아하시나 봐요.
아니요. 저는 성숙한 스타일 좋아합니다.
외적으로 멕시코 사람들은 왜 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
멕시코 사람들 옷 스타일이 되게 자기를 잘 표현한다고 생각하고 되게 알록달록한 옷들을 많이 입더라고요. 그래서 자기를 되게 자기가 좋아하는 색이나 자기를 잘 드러낼 수 있는 색깔의 옷들을 입고 다닌다고 생각해서 그런 부분이 전 좀 아름답다라고 느껴졌어요.
외모를 기준으로 여행 간다면 어느 나라 가고 싶나요?
러시아, 우크라이나 유튜브로 접했을 때 그냥 너무 사람들이 이뻐 보였어요. 외적으로.
저 그 나라 이름이 잘 생각 안 나는데 그 예쁜 여자 많기로 엄청 유명한 나라 하나 있지 않나요? 그게 우크라이나인가? 그거 되게 진짜 예쁘신 약간 그 엘프처럼 생기신 분들 많은 그 나라 있었는데 우크라이나 가보고 싶어요.
본인이 생각하기에는 어느 나라 사람들은 가장 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
제가 생각하기에는 아마 러시아인 것 같아요.
혹시 러시아 사람들은 어떤 특징 때문에 아름답게 만드나요?
파란 눈에 뭔가 높은 코?
외모 기준으로 한 나라가 여행하게 된다면 어느 나라가 선택하시겠어요?
일단 러시아요.
러시아 말고는 또 본인이 생각하기에는 두 번째 아름다운 나라 사람들.
우크라이나요. 그냥 우크라이나 옛날 사진들을 많이 봤는데 진짜 이쁘신 분들 너무 많아가지고.
본인이 생각하기에는 어느 나라 사람들은 가장 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
영국?
영국 사람들은 왜 가장 세계에서 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
뭔가 자기만의 특색이 있고 매력이 되게 다 다채로우시고 특별하다고 생각해가지고 그렇게 생각해요.
만약에 외모를 기준으로 여행을 간다면 어느 나라 선택하시겠어요?
전 진짜 영국이요. 분위기가 좋은 것 같아요. 약간 되게 스타일리시하고 매력이 너무 좋다고 생각해서 저는.
어느 나라 사람들은 가장 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
당연히 한국이죠.
왜 그렇게 생각하시나요?
뭐 한국 사람이니까 한국 사람이 제일 아름답다고 생각합니다.
혹은 한국 말고는 그 두 번째 나라 선택하게 된다면 어느 나라일 것 같나요?
미국이요. 미국인이 제일 그 다음에 아름답다고 생각합니다.
미국인들은 어느 특징이 아름답게 만드나요?
그 우월감, 그 자기 나라 애국심 그런 게 저는 그 사람들의 그 자부심이 저는 그 아름답다고 생각합니다.
만약에 외모 기준으로 여행을 간다면 어느 나라 선택하시겠어요?
일본이요. 가보고 싶었거든요.
혹시 그럼 일본 사람들은 어느 특징이 아름답게 만드나요?
말하는 그 억양이 좀 귀엽게 들려가지고 저는 그렇게 아름답다고 느끼고.
본인이 생각하기에는 어느 나라 사람들은 가장 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
한국이 아닌가 생각합니다.
왜 그렇게 생각하시나요?
이미 전 세계가 알다시피 K-팝은 아주 영향력 있는 그런 그룹이고 많은 사람들이 K-팝을 알고 있기 때문에 많은 사람들이 또 K-팝을 통해서도 한국인들이 아름답다라는 걸 또 알 수 있지 않을까 생각이 들어요.
한국 외에는 어느 나라 사람들이 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
한국 외에는 미국이 아닐까 생각됩니다. 그 이유는 이제 제가 유학 생활을 하는데 그러다 보니까 한국 다음으로 미국에 가장 많이 살고 있어요. 아름다운 미국 사람들을 보게 되고 미국에 있는 사람들이 아름다운 이유이지 않을까 생각이 듭니다.
혹은 혹시 그 미국인들은 어느 특징을 아름답게 만드나요?
미국 사람들은 꼭 외모뿐만이 아니라 성격이나 이제 매너가 좋은 것 때문에 그런 것 또한 저는 그 사람들의 매력과 아름다움이라고 할 수 있을 것 같아요.
Which country do you think has the most beautiful people around the world?
Italy maybe,
because I really like the romantic vibe they have. I've never been to Italy before, but I really want to.
I'll say Italy too. Wait. I don't know. I went there, and then there were a lot of good-looking people.
What about Italians make them sexy?
Their accent,
like how they flirt, you know, like.
Oh wait, they said Mexicans are good at flirting too. I have a Mexican friend, and my girl was like, yeah, Mexicans say like really like flirty and romantic words, and I was like, damn. Also, she said like some phrases, and I was like, oh, that's really attractive. Also, my boyfriend is Italian. Shout out to him. He's at the first day he spoke Italian. I was like, no.
If there is one country you can travel to just based on the way people look, which country would that be?
Italy. France. I went to France, and the places were like so romantic, and like people there looks great. Just like, I don't know, everything looked great.
Other than Italy, which country would it be?
London, because I'm going there. I'm hoping for some. I like their style. I like how they wear like suits wherever they go. Have a little English breakfast tea.
Which country do you think has the most beautiful people around the world?
I would say South Korea, because I've seen a lot of influencers or a lot of pretty people on the street.
What about South Korea makes them very pretty? What features make them pretty?
I would say their style, because they have a lot of unique styles, like the way they style themselves.
And if there's a country you can travel to, just based on the people's appearance, which country would that be?
I would like to try to travel to Europe.
어느 나라 사람들은 가장 아름답다고 생각하시나요?
일본이요? 일본이 아무래도 자기만의 색깔로 꾸미고 자기만의 스타일이 다 있는 것 같아요.
혹시 어떤 특징 때문에 그 일본 사람들도 아름답게 만들까요?
일본 사람들은 자기가 좋아하는 패션을 딱 고집해서 입어요. 한국 같은 경우에는 조금 무리하게 시도하는 사람들이 좀 있는데, 일본은 이제 자기한테 잘 맞는 스타일을 찾아서 오히려 더.
I'll show you what combat's all about.
Round 1. Ready, go! Excellent! Round 2. Ready, go! Knockout!
Well.
Round 3. Ready, go! Knockout!
You're no match for me.
일본 사람들이 더 예쁘다고 생각을 합니다.
외모를 기준으로 봤을 때 어느 나라 여행을 갈 수 있는?
저는 이탈리아나 러시아이지 않을까. 일단은 러시아는 다 키도 크고 피부도 하얗고 다리가 다 길고, 그리고 이탈리아는 남자가 너무 멋있고.
Which country do you think has
You know what you're getting
yourself around the world?
Round 1.
Biased, but like
Ready, go!
they have like surgery and like they give money to beauty, so that's the reason.
What features make Koreans beautiful?
I like their maybe their body, maybe. Like it's like Korea has like,
Knockout!
you know what I mean? Yeah, that's right.
If there is any country, which country?
Round 2.
Europe.
Which
Ready, go!
I would say Taiwan.
What makes Taiwan people like the attractive people?
I would just say that like mainly it's because of the fashion sense, like the way they like treat other people as well, is like pretty attractive to me.
You know, like appearance. Which country would you travel to?
I would say Korea because I feel like in terms of,
Knockout!
like publicity,
like they do it the best, and so like as like an outsider,
Round
if, like,
three.
if I were looking at like
Ready,
I feel like
go!
public eyes or like outward appearance the best. So I would say Korea.
저는 그래도 우리나라 사람이라고 할게요. 들은 워낙 오랫동안 뭔가 한국인만 아름다움이
기준이 있잖아요. 그럼 본인이 그걸 선호하는 아름다움을 뭐예요?
개성인 것 같아요.
Knockout!
어느 나라 사람들은 가장 아름답다고
우크라이나 사람들이 예쁘고 잘생긴 걸로 유명하니까.
외적으로 우크라이나 사람들 어떤
You're no
특징을
match for
가지고
me.
있어서 이쁘다고 생각하시나요?
키 크고 피부 깨끗하고 그다음에 눈 깊고 약간 그런 거.
Here's Sally. She's on level 2.
Where is my car?
Level 3, Sally.
Looking at me. What's good? What's good, my? What's up? What's up? What's good, my? Son, you about to get knocked the off. Don't be looking at me like that, right? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's poppin', my? Real, real. What's poppin'? My, give me that. Give me that, my. What's poppin'? For real, my. I'm
That's
ready to
for
go
you.
all out.
Hey, you're on camera.
What's up?
There's a camera, son. It's a.
What's up?
I was trying to give you the money, bro. It's a camera. Camera. It's cool. Hey, it's cool. Hey.
How you came out now? That very disrespectful.
I would. I gave him $1,000. Harlem is crazy, dog.
hours. I was kind of hoping to maybe get $200 for all 10.
That's way high.
What about $1.50? It's 15 bucks a piece.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair for some old quartz watches.
Well,
if I'm lucky, I'll get 30 bucks a piece out of them.
Could we maybe do 180?
180 leaves a tight room for me to make a profit.
The unpunched ones makes them a little bit more collective, and I know the Star Wars I still have unpunched too. Maybe 170?
Save up to £932 on the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 when you trade in some.
So 150 is a no.
How about cut the difference and do 160?
Yeah, go ahead, chum.
I can do 160.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I'll leave the watches with you, boss. Meet me at the counter over there.
Well, I think I did okay, seeing I paid about 30 cents a piece for the watches, and I got $16 a piece for them. So I'm very happy.
Hi there.
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad. I've got this antique pocket watch I think you might be interested in.
That is one damn big watch.
It is.
It's pretty neat that it's made by Doxa. It's actually a Swiss company that's still around.
Right.
This is a little odd that you have such a huge case. It really is.
Weighs a ton. You don't walk around with that in your pocket, that's for sure. During the Hungarian Revolution, my father was a freedom fighter, and he had to leave the country really quick. And the only thing he was able to take was the pocket watch and the shirt on his back. I like it because it's very ornate. You don't see that kind of thing these days anymore. It's been sitting in the drawer for the last 20 years. Might as well make some use of it. I'm thinking I want $500 for it, and I don't think I'd take too much less for it.
Today, Doxa is a pretty nice watch. I mean, it's not really high-end.
We're not talking about today. We're talking about this one.
You have to realize that up until the late 1800s, the best watchmakers in the world were in England and they're in Switzerland.
Right.
And they just sort of got stagnant, you know, no innovation or anything like that. And then there was a big train accident in the 1890s, and it was all because a conductor's watch was off.
Oh.
So Congress passed some laws about how accurate railroad watches had to be, better than any watch in the world made at the moment.
Right.
So not only were they really innovative, they were forced to be innovative. Companies like Waltham, Hamilton, Illinois. So by 1910, it wasn't the Swiss watches, it was the American watches that were the best in the world, period. Hands down, there was no better.
Oh, really?
When you're collecting watches from this time period, what you really want is American watches. Wristwatches really didn't get popular until the 1920s, when some companies started paying Hollywood actors to start wearing them. After that, they got real popular real fast.
It's a silver case.
Oh, it is silver, right? Oh, good.
Yeah, well, most of the time they didn't make the cases out of silver. They just made them out of like nickel.
Right.
This one's a really fancy case, so
Yeah.
they made it out of silver.
Yeah.
This is something you'll see on the back of pocket watches a lot. It's a hunting scene. You can tell it's a European hunting scene because they're hunting like wild boar. Okay? There isn't a lot of places in the United States where you have that. The inscription says Medal of Milan 1906, Liege 1905. So it's probably the city where this company got an award for its watches.
Okay.
What do you want to do with it?
Oh, if you give me a fair price, I'll sell it.
What do you consider a fair price?
I was thinking around 500. That would be my bottom line.
Normally, European pocket watches with a movement like this, just your standard run-of-the-mill ones with the silver case,
right?
I'd offer you $100.
Really?
But we got something really weird going on here. We have this big, like, presentation case. You never see a case like this.
Right.
I mean, and it's really well made. It's really well preserved.
Right.
Can I give you $400?
No, I'm still sticking 500.
This is my problem. The market for pocket watches is American pocket watches.
Right.
Okay? I'll have 50 guys come in here looking for American pocket watches before they're looking for European watches.
Right.
We go 450?
You're killing me.
You know,
475, we've got a deal. Come on. Is that going to break you? An extra 25?
Not going to break me. 475.
Good man. Since he's basically lowballed me, I figured, okay, let's try and notch it up. I knew that he was a little more negotiable.
What in the world do we got here?
Well, it's an antique timer for racing pigeons.
Dad, did you know they used to race pigeons?
Yeah, they used to race pigeons.
Don't pigeons carry like all kinds of diseases and are like the most disgusting animals on the planet?
Not the ones you raise as pets.
A rat in a cage is still a rat.
I grew up around the pigeon racing. My dad was very passionate about it. He loved it. I'd like to sell it because I really don't have any wants to follow in my dad's footsteps. Least amount I'd probably take is about 100.
So tell me more about pigeon racing.
The group would get to a location where the function was going to be held. They'd put bands on their legs that identify the pigeons. Pigeons would be let off all at one time, and then they take off towards home.
So how do you beat the pigeon home?
Well, then you got to drive pretty fast.
Well, I see why it never caught on. It's way too complicated for pigeon racing.
Way back in the day, they actually carried messages in battle. Spies used them. Basically, a pigeon could take a message across enemy lines. During World War II, some submarines kept a pigeon on board, and they would release it with a coded message if they were attacked. Believe it or not, pigeons have saved a lot of human lives. This is the little thing that they would carry?
That's what you would put the band that's on their leg in.
Okay.
Drop it in there.
Okay.
Close the lid, and then crank that. And that would stamp the date and time on this.
Okay. Have a
Round one.
wind-up clock right here.
Ready, go!
It basically turns this right here and stamps numbers into it.
Right. You can see underneath here, it's got a cylinder for holding the different cartridges. So you can time 12 days with this.
There's people out there who collect clocks and they always want something different. It has more or less a standard clock movement in it, but the rest of it's pretty weird. I love it when items I've never seen before come to the shop, because I love to learn about cool, weird stuff like
Round
this.
two.
But it also makes it really hard
go!
for me to figure out how much do you want for it?
I'd like to try to get about $300.
You know, there's not a huge market for these things. I give you $150.
You pay more than $50 for this, you stupid.
There is clock and watch collectors out there, and this is a
That is just dying to have a pigeon clock.
I'm not saying they're dying to have a pigeon clock, son. I'm just saying they like to collect different things, and this
Round
is different.
three. Ready, go!
Whatever you want for it. I don't care.
Do you have any kids?
I've got 2 boys.
Don't you love to hate them?
Good days and bad days.
Yeah.
Well,
Knockout.
how about if we go somewhere in the middle, around the 200 range?
Round four. Ready, go!
I'll give you $200 for it.
Sounds like a deal.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Let's go right over here. We'll do some paperwork.
Right, thank you. I don't know what his disdain was for pigeons, other than the fact that they make messes on his car. But got $300 more in my pocket than I had before, so now I can go out and have some fun with it.
Knockout.
Bank holiday deals have arrived at Berry. Like
Round
the
five.
Spot Wash Home Pet Design
Ready,
Cleaner, only
go!
£129. And this TCL C650K Rocket 5-inch QLED Smart TV, only £329. Plus ways to pay that work your way. Berry. Let's make it sparkle.
Knockout.
What do we got today?
I have an 1890s Tiffany pocket watch.
Okay.
In 18 karat gold.
Where did you get? Ooh, that's heavy.
talk, more action. Round one. Ready, go! Round two. Ready, go! Excellent! Round three. Ready, go! Round four. Ready, go! Knockout! Round five. Ready,